Aztec Safety is #1 for online safety training.
Aztec Safety is the proud sponsor of the Aztec Safety Challenge, the #1 event on the World Curling Tour.
And Aztec Safety has been a proud sponsor of Team Jacobs on our quest to represent Canada at the Olympic Games.
Good morning and welcome to the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 Championship here in Martensville, Saskatchewan. Very excited to be able to cover this event on Curling Stadium Sports Network. I'm Jim Nix, and today's game should be very interesting. It's draw #1, first of all, so that's always interesting for the teams. They haven't had a lot of time to get feels for ice and all that kind of stuff yet. But #2, these are two teams that most of you would know, and we have some teams in this Bonspiel that might not be as familiar, but this is Christina Black, and we'll talk about Christina in a minute, and Corryn Brown. Both teams have had pretty successful 2025s, including a trip to the Olympic trials just about, 3 weeks ago, I guess, in Halifax, Nova Scotia. We'll talk a little more about that too as we go, but for now, let's sort of get this one started. We've got, looks like Corryn has hammer. Corryn Brown out of Abbotsford, BC. With her is Erin Pincott, Sarah Colton, and Samantha Fisher. It's Carly Evers, lead stone for Christina Black now. Ooh, miss for Carly right off the bat. Sometimes those early misses, as I said, it's new. They haven't been on the ice a whole lot. And when they get on the ice a lot of times, especially pregame practice, all they're doing is trying to draw the button. So some spots they just may not know real well yet. Carly does not miss. Well, nobody here misses regularly open hits, so it's rare to see anybody miss one. But very early in the end, certainly not any cause for panic at this point in time, for sure. So this will be Samantha Fisher's second stone here in the first end. So two very good shots to start for Samantha. And got our colors reversed on the scoreboard there, but we'll get that fixed up shortly. Marley Power now. This team is, again, as most of you would know, does carry 5 players, and they rotate regularly when they're all there, which is for most events, to be honest. But Jen for sure is a teacher, and to be here, perhaps, she might be here, but some of these Bonspiels, I should say, maybe not that so much this one, but for her to be here on a Tuesday or Wednesday is certainly a challenge. So, going to rub the guard on that one. So a bit of a rocky start for Team Black here. Let's roll into the rings. So these two teams have played each other only twice, it looks like, over the last period of time. They played at the Scotties and they played at the trials, the 2025 Scotties and the 2025 trials. Christina Black came up on top in both of those. So Corryn Brown will be looking for a little bit of payback here. Not her hometown either, but it's closer. And solid hit there for Sarah Colton. Sarah originally out of, I want to say out of Whitehorse, and I'm not positive that's right. It's certainly up north. Marley Powers now with a out-turn hit. Might be trying to make the double here. Either way, won't quite get it. We'll hang around, though. Sarah looking to hit. She would like to flop a little bit, so she gets on the rings on this. She won't. But she's still well guarded in the house. Bit of a surprise here in the first stand. I thought maybe that Christina might, even though she doesn't have hammer, she might get rid of those guards or try to run back on the yellow. Jill Brothers now. I still every now and then want to say Mauser, Jill's maiden name from about years and years and years ago. Still what comes off my tongue half the time. I have to catch myself. This looks pretty close. Big curl here. Oh, just a dandy. I want to rub off, but really it does a bit, but it really doesn't to any point that's a problem. Very nice shot for Jill Brothers here in the first end. Nice weight. We expect to see great ice conditions here in Martensville. We've been here a number of times over the years. I expect to see really good curl and nice finish and nice speed. Almost everybody has speed. I think the challenge is sometimes just to get the curl to be what they want. So Erin Pincott. Trying to play the same shot, just down sit on the yellow. Not quite going to get there, I don't think. She will not. Problem for that for Brown is having hammer. It's going to be difficult to get her too. Which caused a bit of dilemma for Christina as well, because she recognizes the fact right now she has a pretty good opportunity to force. And you don't want to do something that kind of messes that up, to be honest. So she's going to, so far it looks, well, we'll wait till she finishes and then see where she's going here. So first you're looking kind of all the same path, the guard, then top four, and then back button, really. It's not a huge amount of ice, considering how much I expect to see the ice curl here, but it will finish super hard. So Jill Brothers with her final stone here in end one. You can see the finish from the hog line, and it will go sideways. Doesn't want to bounce. She will. The danger with getting a little aggressive there. Corryn Brown now has an opportunity to go in and flop and sit two. I don't know if I love that shot option for Christina there. I think I like the little tight guard. And you might even be able to use that tight guard after. That was perfect weight by Jill Brothers. Absolutely perfect for the first end. She threw two that were just exactly what she needed for weight. So that's a good sign. I'm not so sure this one's going to get all the way over, but as I keep saying, it will break pretty hard. And she's going to be light again, I think. Not much, and definitely a usable rock. Not sure what Christina will do here. She does have an opportunity here with where that rock stopped. If she can skinny that red stone that's just above the R in Churchill there, she could double off both reds and leave herself sitting two, one buried, and she's going to give that a go. I believe, anyways, although it does look like zero ice. I would think that she might need a little bit of ice here. So Christina Black now with a chance to get out of this end And more importantly than get out of it, she gets a chance to maybe set up a steal here in the first end. Powers and Everest on the brushes. Might need to curl a bit. Well, not. Interesting there. So I have to believe that she just set it out a little bit. With the broom she had, she almost had to set it where they had to be able to back it up to be able to hit that red rock anyway. But she had to be outside of that. Not by very much. Still going to be a real challenge for Corryn Brown to score 2, which is the main goal as far as Christina Black goes in this end. Although we still have the intern that probably will work if you can figure out the weight and ice over there, since we haven't thrown anything on that side. Sure what this is going to do. It's going to hit the yellow. It doesn't change too much. Christina probably has to hit that. She's a little concerned about the red run back, as she should be. It's not real long. And there's even a couple of ways to make it. So she's going to go tackle this intern side and just leave that little tap. It's a bit of a dilemma, no question about it, because that tap is pretty simple. Really, it's just a draw to the tee line. Just tap the red anywhere, and you're going to score 2. Having said that, if you guard that, or even if you hit that, Corryn Brown will have a run on the red for as many as 3 or 4 if you play the guard, but I don't think she'd ever play the guard. So Christina Black looking to kind of loop one around that long guard a little bit. Trying to make sure she takes that raised takeout away. Expecting this to be a little heavier out here, just given that we haven't been. Probably were out there a little bit in practice. Somebody would have been at least. Needs some curl, I think. Still needs some curl. Oh, so Corryn Brown's going to play the little tap for 2. Didn't even hesitate. Which I guess I can probably see. If that was, I think she was going to play this no matter what. But if that raise hit had been for 4, I would think you'd want to at least have a quick look at it. So Corryn pretty much ready to throw before Christina's even stopped there for the most part. She will have a little tap for 2 here in end number 1. Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 Championship. Should be fine if it's not too heavy. I don't think it will be. That's a beauty. Great shot for Corryn Brown here in N1. And she will finish with a 2-0 lead after 1 to play here in Martensville, Saskatchewan. We'll be back right after the break.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So one end in the books here in Martensville. Team Brown out of Kamloops, BC, which absolutely, if you have never been, absolutely beautiful place to go. With a 2-0 lead over Christina Black of Halifax, which right now is not quite as nice place to go, but it's not too bad. We don't have a whole lot of snow on the ground. We had a lot of snow on the ground and it went away. We got some more, so I'm not really sure how much there is. I've been pretty much sick in bed for a week, so. So I am Jim Nix. I'm going to tell you a little tiny bit more about the Corryn Brown herself and her team as well. I mentioned she had a very busy 2025, competing in the Scotties in February. Then Corryn had her first child in May. Which that in itself, obviously, as everybody knows, would make for a very busy summer. And then participated in the trials in Halifax a few weeks ago. Not the way she would have liked the trials to go on, for sure. It's a tough competition. And she's going to get a piece, she will. And, it's only 7 games, and she went 1-6 in those games. So I missed, a little bit. She would have loved to have done better than that, for sure. But first time, she's really young. First time, and I think that's not so bad. And she may not have did super great in these trials, but back in 2012, she did go to the Winter Youth Olympics and picked up a bronze medal for Canada. So kudos to Corryn. She has 4 Tournament of Hearts on her jacket somewhere. When back in the old days when they used to put all these hearts on the jackets. And some people, you see them, they have 4, 5, 6 hearts all sewed over top of each other, just with just the year showing and whatever. But they don't do that anymore. Nope. Christina throws up the corner guard. Now, Christina Black, on the other hand, set Halifax afire during the trials. It was just unbelievable atmosphere at the Scotiabank Center in Halifax, as she, being the local fan favorite, reached the final against the world's best team, Rachel Homan, best 2 out of 3. And she did lose 2 straight. First game, though, very close and very, let's say, winnable. I mean, you're going to have to do a little better, but very close game. Second game didn't go her way, and probably, really was it was an amazing experience for Christina. She said that herself. She was, I don't know how many times, talking about the fans and the support in Halifax, which you would expect for the hometown team, obviously, but she also is the type of person that everybody likes. And, she's not going to have any enemies. She's not going to have any naysayers. And the whole team pretty much like that. So a very well-loved team down this way. So she had a great run at the trials, going 4-3 in the round robin before being knocked off by Team Homan. She has also had a great little run here the last couple of years with this team. Got a bronze medal last year in Thunder Bay. Christina herself has 6 Tournament of Hearts badges on her jacket. And they finished 4th in the CTRS in 24-25. And for almost every other ladies team in Nova Scotia, probably every other ladies team in Nova Scotia, they are super excited that Christina pre-qualified for this year's Scotties, because that opens up a second spot for teams out of Nova Scotia. So they will compete for that in the first week of January. I don't know the dates. I think it's like the 6th to the 10th or something like that in Halifax at Halifax Curling Club, which has grown to have, and deservedly so, best ice in the province, with Adam McCarron making ice in Halifax. So, so a great year for her as well. And both these teams would hope to get back this year. Obviously, Christina's getting back, and Corryn might have to, I'm not sure exactly what Corryn says. I'm assuming that she has to win her way there. I don't know exactly who all is pre-qualified at this point, but I think it's only 3 teams. So anyway, she will have a run in BC and obviously be probably the favorite to win in BC, although there are a couple of up-and-coming teams that will give her a very good challenge. Coming around the corner for Christina Black and Marley Power. Very nicely done. This team works harder than probably any other team in Nova Scotia as well. Not only are they the best, they probably are deserving of everything that they get, because they do work extremely hard at the game. They have Stuart and Carol McLean as coaches, both, particularly Stuart, very renowned curling career, and both excellent curlers and excellent strategists and technique analysts as well. So they are going to be, they expect to be a force at the Scotties. They actually have a goal of winning the Scotties, and I don't think it's completely unrealistic. Rachel Holman's not there, for starters. That makes it at least 25% easier for everybody, if not more. This one needs to curl and die a little bit. Don't want to bounce off. Looks perfect. Very nicely done. Here in Pincott, that was her first. Pretty much took that yellow one away. Team Black has played in at least one, maybe 2 of the Tier 1 slams. They won the Tier 2 a few years ago and got to play in a big slam, if you will, or a Tier 1 slam. As a result, they were supposed to play in Newfoundland at the slam there, but they couldn't go there because of play downs or something similar to that. So they opted to play in another one. I just don't know which one it was. Looking to be a regular on that slam circuit, ranked number 24 in the world. So they're not that far off. Actually, I thought they'd be a little tiny bit higher than that, but they haven't had a spectacular year, I don't think, really, to be honest. Until the trials, which they're different. This looks pretty darn good. Might be able to, that was going to be pretty tough to do any better than that, to be honest. See the finish though. Love the ice conditions. Should be a fun week for these teams, and I'm sure it's going to be a very fun week for the Tier 1 teams as well, playing in the arena in Saskatoon. I don't know how far apart Saskatoon and Martensville are, but probably a few hours.
About 10, 15 minutes, Jim.
Pincott's now second stone here. Round without hammer, this end. Ooh, it's got to come off of that, and it will, just barely, but I would have thought she might just hit that, but it's a good shot. Great spot. Good option if you're going to make it that good. I don't think that, judging by how little she came by the guard, I can't imagine that Christina has a draw option now, so she's looking at maybe running the yellow corner guard in. I don't think that works, but so I guess I will correct myself. Martensville and Saskatoon are like, says about 8 kilometers apart, so they're very close. You can flip-flop back and forth if you're going to watch them. So you mentioned the teams here are all, for the most part, are teams that are looking to kind of make their way into the Tier 1, which is where, the fame and fortune comes from, if you can call what the curlers make for these events fortune. But it brings them on to playing on TV all the time, all that kind of stuff, which helps with sponsorship, all kinds of reasons why you want to play there, not to mention the fact that it's the best teams in the world to get together and play 4 times or so a year, 4 or 5 times a year. This is going to, let's see where that yellow is. Spins in to be number 2. Christina Black in some trouble here early. I don't know exactly what she was hoping to get out of that shot, but I'm not positive that she could have got much more than she got. So a lot of these names you'll see here, you will recognize if you watch, or if you're a regular watcher at Curling Stadium. We would encourage you to like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We have 35,000 plus subscribers now on YouTube, so it's a very growing concern. And we'd love to be able to continue to bring you many events, if not more events than we do even, over the next number of years. But it takes numbers and dollars to do all that. And anything you can help us with as far as liking and subscribing, we'd appreciate that if you're not already doing so. Corryn Brown now. Sweepers indicating it might be up a little bit from what the chosen weight was supposed to be. Sarah Colton trying to make it curl a little bit. She's going to get a piece, not going to hang around a little bit, which is going to open it up a little bit for Christina all of a sudden, who now can make a double and actually sit 2. I think she can take that one over top of her own. So yeah, so a lot of these teams you would have seen on our events. Some of them you would have seen nationally. Some of them have been both on the men's and ladies side, have participated in the odd slam along the way. Most of them are provincial champions or on the cusp of being that. So most of them you're probably going to be familiar with if you're an avid curling fan. If not, you may not recognize a whole lot of them, but you're going to see a pretty good variety of teams here, and a lot of young teams. I haven't even looked at the whole field myself, to be honest, yet, but some international teams like Madeline Dupont is here, and some teams that are also still working their way to trying to get to either this year's Olympics or stay in the hunt to play in these events, etc. So, it's going to be some great curling. I expect to see some great curling on great ice, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. We're here right through to the semifinals. Finals move over to Sportsnet, I believe. This looks pretty good. Nope, didn't quite get over enough. Had to get probably another inch past that to make that shot. So Corryn Brown now will be able to put more pressure on Christina Black. That was too bad. That was a good opportunity for Christina. Being an East Coast team, friends and family and supporters didn't have to get up quite as early as Corryn's family would, and friends, if they wanted to watch this game. They would be probably an hour or two the other way, so they'd have to be up at 6 or 7 o'clock to watch this. In Halifax, started at 10. Much more humanly favorable time. So this will start to finish here. Weight's close. And she'll stop, bite the top of the forefoot. Christina Black, don't ignore all that. Play the out turn draw. to the button, really. Big shot early in the game here for Christina. Already down 2-0. Get a little curl here. Looks like she's going to be fine. It was a tough one. Great shot. Tough one because the sweepers knew they had to go, but it also had to clear that rock. So good final snow for Christina Black, and she'll pick up 1, and she'll be trailing 2-1 when we return from the break.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So back for end number 3 here in Martensville. You are watching on Curling Stadium. I'm Jim Nix, and we're very pleased to be here this weekend. Or this weekend. I guess it's not the weekend, is it? These Martensville start. You keep thinking Martensville's are on the weekend. Not anymore. It's Tuesday morning, for goodness sakes. And we started this one. A lot of these teams just finished playing on, like Sunday afternoon. Some of them fairly late. And came right here. The last game we have this evening, actually, is 2 more Olympic trials teams with Caitlin Laws taking on Skurlik. So that'll be a great one. Kui plays Ramsville right before that. Kui playing much better than I've seen him play in recent memory. I feel that way anyways, although we don't see him as much anymore. And we have 2 games for you at noon too. 1 men's, 1 women's game. So got some curling to watch all day. Carly Evers with the come-around attempt. Joe Brothers and Marley freeze. Perfect shot for Carly Evers. Couldn't, as they say, couldn't have carried it down and placed it any better. Girls working hard on this one. Not a bad spot. Riley Powers now. Oh, good guard there from Marley. And trying to decide what she'd like to do here. I'm having to believe you have to curl, you have to peel that guard, and she will. I don't think there's any harm for her, and well, I guess maybe there could be a little bit. If you wanted to run it back, try to make both yellows, you might go yellow, yellow, red, but that should put it back on the other rocks. So Sarah Colton now. I mentioned Sarah from Whitehorse, and I did confirm that. She is from Whitehorse originally. And that'll do the job. It puts another yellow in the rings, but that's not really a big problem. Going to have another look at it. Got the angles just about perfect on this. I'm going to have to do a lot on this one, just kind of a clean sweep, and she goes over the top, drives the out red, and takes out a couple. So well done. Christina now actually has to be a bit careful, obviously. Brown has shot rock, but she has it pretty well protected with the freeze and with this one. Similar to the first end in a way, in the sense that it looked like it was going to be a real challenge for Corryn Brown to get to, and then really probably just maybe not the right choice on a couple of shots that just didn't work out the way that Christina wanted them to work out at the end, giving Corryn and actually having basically an open draw for two. Kind of have it here. She has a very, very difficult time for Corryn Brown to score two the way this is set up right now, although we have more than half the end to go here yet. So an out turn come around. She will just want to, free this up a little bit more than anything else. So she can just chip the yellow rather. Get close to the nose would be perfect, but anything at all that moves that red back a little bit would be probably good. This should be really good, actually. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. As again, it's not all that matters. Isn't about who shot here. It's about what the potential is after that. Marley's going to be asked to freeze the inside of that red. Not very easy. That's Jill now, sorry. Jill Brothers showing her first. Jill had similar shots. Well, I don't know if they're similar. They're perfect draws in the first end. Absolutely two perfect weight shots. So it's really the same area, so it should be not too hard for Jill to figure this one out. Girls are going pretty hard on it. Yeah, a little light. Wouldn't have been quite so bad. If it chipped off a little bit more, would have been better. So that she at least guarded against the tap on the red. Corryn says, well, I'm going to put another one right here. And you definitely better not make a mistake somewhere, because I am going to have a short run for a big score. Aaron Pincott. It just goes so hard here. You have to be ready for it. It's going to touch the guard for sure. Oh, well, I take that back. Maybe she didn't, but she didn't end up where she wanted to be. Doesn't hurt her, but also doesn't do her any favors. She'd put that on the exact same spot, just move the rock over one rock. So she was sitting on the outside half of the red instead of the inside half of the red. Would have been ideal for Corryn Brown. Joe being asked to throw guard up. And one of these cross the top guards. It's quite often the best choice. It's also a choice that just seems hard to make yourself do sometimes. And I'm playing a long time. And I know that I still had this call. I'd still be trying to figure out, can I do this on the out turn rather than coming across like that? And she made it absolutely perfect. So it's not a problem for Jill. But for some people, it's just not, it just doesn't sit right. It just feels wrong. So Corryn's going to blast this open. It's going to be interesting because the result of this, if she gets this and rolls away, there will be a double on the reds for Christina Black. I don't think she has a lot of choice. We're going to go down and have a talk about it. Right now, it looks like red's sitting one. So if you blast that open, the question is, can Christina Black make the double without losing her yellow? And it's iffy. But at the same time, Corryn's looking at this right now and saying, well, if I don't do this, I'm not scoring two in any of my wildest dreams. So here comes the peel. She will be okay. She might roll away a little bit more. I have to believe they hit that on the wrong side. I think they would have been trying to hit that on the other side. The other side was a pretty natural double. That one, we do see teams sometimes make that, particularly in the men's side, but probably in both. Nowadays, where the ice surfaces are so quick and the striking bands are so lively and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes they can hit them on that side and still bounce that second stone far enough, bounce it 3 feet or something, which would have been all they would have needed here. So Christina now throwing a guard up. Looking for the center line here. Don't want to go past the center line. Might be hard to get it to stop in time. He said, "Die right about now." It's fine. And probably now figures, well, that's not going to work. Don't have enough rocks left to do any more peels. As long as she's confident that she's number one, I don't know if I would. That's the part that I'm wondering about a little bit. Is she number one or not? But it certainly looks like that on the overhead. If she is, I think I'm probably going to have to think this hard before I go out and just open it up again. Mind you, there's no great second shot. She could come around. She could sit on the corner of the yellow. Which would give her, maybe even if she had to, that might give her the long run with the red that's way out front there. So she's going to look at coming off of this one, and sure, it looks like it's red here. Very aggressive shot, but it's also a shot that you could find yourself sitting number two here in a minute instead of number one. So you're up 2-1. You don't want to take one, but if somebody said, well, you can take one or give up one, I'm pretty sure you're going to take the one. So got to be a little careful. These are very difficult shots to try to make with some risk. So Corryn Brown playing the in off. Trying to hit this rock in the 12-foot. Roll to the button. Be close. Just not enough. Not maybe super lively, the bands on these rocks. It just seemed like that was, it was fine, but it just seemed like it might get a little more than that out of it. I don't know if she was ever getting in there to do what she wanted to do. I'm actually not quite sure the shot that she might have been thinking about was even there. I think there was a better chance she was going to sit number two after that than she was sitting two. So it looks like Christina Black's just going to try to take this draw away for two. It's very cool. Just bringing all the new fancy angles here on Curling Stadium. So you can do, I think, when you have the boss working the cameras. So Christina Black looking to take away any chance for two for Corryn Brown, and the way they played these last few shots, it kind of made me think that that Brown was not sitting shot based on what she was playing, but from the overhead we saw, and it certainly was looked pretty obvious to us that she was definitely sitting one. This is a scary shot. That rock didn't do very much at all for anything. So Corryn Brown is going to play the yellow on the center line straight back onto the reds, which may, if she throws it good and hits it right in the right spot, it may move that yellow possibly right even out of the house. I'm not sure. But if she can bump up enough weight, she can probably move that yellow right out for many points. But it's a very difficult shot. So a very long range takeout. And it definitely has to curl. In the neighborhood? No, not quite. She certainly had the weight really well. That was a very nice throw for Corryn as far as weight goes, but looks like Corryn Brown, pretty sure, we're pretty confident, got one there, and she will lead 3-1 after 3 innings of play here at the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 Championship in Martensville, Saskatchewan.
Hey Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on aztecsafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the rockshop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
We're back. So it is 3-1. So despite my not completely understanding a few of those shots at the end, Corryn Brown did get her one. And both can't be unhappy with that because it got a little messy. And Christina Black pretty much played that whole end after the freeze by Brothers, I think, wherever that freeze came. Right from then on, maybe, or no, actually it was from Carly Everest. From then on, it was almost like a play to 4-1. I just real quick watching the commercials there and seeing Stu Stanky from Stu Sells. Can't be any better supporter of curling in Canada in the last 5 years than Stu. It's I don't know how many events he sponsors. It has to be at least 5 on the men's and ladies side, and some junior events as well. He also is involved in some sponsorship of some teams. He did this Stu Sell. We did the two Stu Sell spiel in Toronto. Like, it really is incredible. So, shout out to Stu Stanky for all he does for curling in Canada, as well as all of our sponsors. But I just thought, since I hadn't seen that commercial, I'd throw out a little extra kudos. So Team Black, 4th end. Big end to score here, big end to score 2, especially. You'd rather not score 1, but assuming that you will end up scoring something, because it's not an end that typically anybody's looking to blank. Sarah Colton, I remember when Sarah played junior and went to several national events. She was very young. She's only, 32 or something now. Kind of put a lot of the junior curling and Whitehorse in that area kind of on the map, just because of how good she was at how young she was. Pretty wide open affair so far in this end, very different. Won't take much to change that, though. Trying to get a little curl on this one from Marley, and she'll get to the nose, basically, and that's about it. Might be trying to roll this underneath. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not trying very hard. Let's put it that way. Just leave it right there. Happy with that. Black now, same shot. Very little ice. So even though this ice has really nice curl, with a little bit of weight, it doesn't do very much at all. I've seen that a couple times now. Certainly haven't seen anything over curling. And it's just not crazy active after contact, so which is fine. Just you have to adjust where you're going to hit rocks and how hard you're going to throw them. Rock is gradually working itself so that it won't be in the rings. If she hits this on the nose and Christina hits on the nose, I'm guessing Christina's shot would be out of the rings. There you go. So Christina figures if I'm going to be out of the rings by hitting that, then I might as well just draw. She'll ask Marley Powers to play the out turn. Come around. Are we still at Marley's shot or are we at Jill's shot now? We'll have to check here in a second. They just looked down at the rock counter, but yeah, Joe Mauser, or Jill Brothers. I knew I'd do that sometime today. I even called it. Sorry, Paul. It's going to be a nice shot. Jill's had very nice draw weight for the most part. She came up short in that last stand on one rock, but she's put 3 of them at least right there. Might not have wanted to be quite that deep, though, to be honest. It does make it a little bit tougher sometimes, as we saw the last end when Curly froze on a stone. Same idea here. If these guys were able to, if Aaron Pincock could set this right on that, it's going to make a deuce very difficult. Bounce off, that always hurts. Last weekend it seemed that's all we talked about. All I had talked about seemed like anyways, where those shots that were thrown just probably a foot, maybe 2 feet heavy. And they'd be almost perfect, but they would just do like that. They just hit and bounce off. And as soon as it does that, it becomes accessible for the other team. And worse yet, accessible with a very good opportunity to just flop behind the guard yourself. So Joe looking for the little hit and inside roll. Curly trying to carve it over. She will get it over maybe enough. That's nicely done. Almost didn't get there. That little extra weight, they just don't go too crazy. Carly had to work pretty hard at getting that one over. Otherwise, she would have just left a very easy double. So Kieran Brown doesn't want to fool around too much here. Gonna play a little run on the red. Probably will just get the high one, maybe. Whatever, she'll get 1. I don't think she's going to get 2. But if she can get 1 and lock it right on there, that wouldn't be bad. She hits this on the high one and sticks it right there. So she's be, I don't know, right directly above the yellow stone. Half on the 4-foot, maybe. That would be a pretty good spot. Ooh, let's go over curling. No contact at all. That's a big miss. I don't know how that rocket had to get tight on the release because nothing's curled. Disastrous shot for Corryn Brown, to be honest. And it rolled to a place you can't even use it now. If Christina Black can lock this one on, right on top of the yellow, well, they're both yellow, right on top of the right-hand yellow as we look at it on the overhead, or the left-hand yellow as we look at it on the long view, then I'm not sure how Christina, I don't know how Corryn is going to get out of this without a minimum of 2, maybe more. It's not really close, that last shot. So Christina Black now, in turn draw. This one also has to curl a lot. Should work out pretty well. May leave a double though. Yeah, okay. So she can't get any kind of inside roll, but she's got a fairly wide open double. She just has to figure out exactly what happened on the last shot and be confident that she knows, because she sort of has the same shot in more or less the same area. And the last one hit on the low side, on the inside, which you can't do here. You're going to hit the red guard. She's not taking any ice either, so I'm going to assume that her last shot she threw well inside the broom. Because to be honest, this one, if it curls an inch, she hit the guard. So massive shot for Corryn Brown here. She needs to make this. If she makes this, she forces Christina, she forces Christina to take 2. But right now, that would feel like a pretty big success. We did see Christina Black go whizzing right by one a few wins ago. She's going to get 1, but maybe only 1, and she will. It's one of those shots that are just a little bit tentative to play as tight as you need to get by the guard. So Christina Black with a great opportunity now for 3 here in the 4th end. Just to draw to the, full 12 foot's all she needs. And she just put one basically T-line, so should not be a difficult shot for Christina. It's always nice when you get to throw that same shot twice. Maybe not all the time. If you miss one real bad or something, maybe not. But if you've just made a draw, let me put it that way. If you just made a draw and you can throw the exact same draw again, that feels pretty good generally. Just a real light clean for Carly Everest. Both these ladies play some mixed doubles. Carly is a fiance of Luke Powers. They play together. It's very successfully. A great shot for Christina Black. She'll pick up 3. She'll take a 4-3 lead as we reach the halfway point here in Martensville.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
So just about ready to start in number 5 here. So teams are looking for a little bit more of a break here. We haven't had that for the last event or so. So for the first time today, Team Brown is actually trailing after dropping that 3-ender. Had a couple opportunities to get out of it. You hate that when you have a pretty good opportunity to kind of create a little bit of relief, if you will. But it doesn't always happen. So Team Black in the favorable position right now of up 1, playing 5 without. In theory, you control kind of the rest of the way. You have 2 hammers to 2 hammers, and you have hammer in the last end, blah, blah, blah. So overall, good position for Team Black right now, but a long way from being in total control of this one. It's about as close to being on the pin as you can be, I think. Causing great signage problems for the logo. Yeah, a little short guard for Brown. Problem for Brown every time is that with the hammer, it always seems like every end is going like this, where it just gets too messy in the middle. Might be true for both teams, to be honest, but Marley Powers now. This team from Halifax, do curl out of the Halifax Curling Club. Trying to keep this straight, or straighter at least. Try to sneak it by. I don't know that it will. Just feathers that. Sometimes you get a little spin in at the end here, and they will just at the last second to at least put that rock somewhere where they can't make the inside roll. It's a very long time skip. So situations like this shouldn't cause too much conversation, I don't think. That's a good shot. Like with a chance to get that shot rock, but to be honest, Corryn Brown kind of had to give that up to try to develop an end here, because the way it was going, that wasn't going to happen. So Black does have a chance here to get rid of the shot rock with a straight back short run, 2 feet, 2.5 feet. This is probably going to be fine. Needs to come up a hair more to stick it. Good shot from early. As long as you hit that one anywhere nose to 3/4 to maybe even almost a half, you probably would have made that, but it wouldn't have always ended in the best place. So opportunity for Corryn Brown now to really move a couple of yellows. Roll to the wing a little bit. Oh, maybe she's going the other way. See in a second. Right to the nose. He was really looking for a double there. It was set up pretty good for the double. We'll give you a bit of a rundown on the scores here in a minute, just in case you're not checking that out. The other scores. A little hit for Jill here. She'd like to hit and stay more or less right there. Roll a little further than she'd like. Going after the shot rock. Sarah Colton working on this one. Don't want to just touch the yellow. That's very nice. Like to hang around on this. Shot for Jill. Sitting pretty nice for Team Black right now as far as the potential force goes. Early. Aaron Pincotts. Attempt here. Not quite sure where she's trying to get to. Might not, didn't hit that at least. So she's going to have two that are second and third in pretty good positions. Not that easy to move them both. Probably can get one. Might be able to get one and roll into sit two altogether. See Jill there moving the, so indicating a roll to maybe bite the center line sort of thing. Don't want to roll too far. Well done. Just high enough that the double becomes a challenge at best. Corryn's not going to even look at it.
Brett, come on, man. I know Aztec's #1 for online safety training, but we really should be out here practicing.
I know, guys. I'll be right there. Just let me finish this course on gas detection. Wait. Do you smell that?
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatchewan in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbach coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
So Corryn Brown with some struggles here on hits. Last couple ends is facing a 5-3 deficit now, playing end number 6. She does have hammer. She's desperately needing 2 points in this end to tie this up and put herself in a good position coming home. Not sure what's going on there. Corryn's a really good player. We all know that, and she shouldn't be having quite this much trouble. But basically has had a couple of misses and then a rollout, which I'm sure has him a bit baffled. Although we're not hearing what's going on the ice, obviously, but I'm not seeing anything that looks like any great discussion. But perhaps between ends, they talk about that and try to sort that out. Just don't bother going there during the actual end itself. Just look a little quiet to me. Leads Samantha Fisher. Put up a corner guard, now looking to come around it. It's a good shot, a little deep. Almost sliding behind the T line goal line. T line is obvious. The other team's going to end up following you down, which pretty much takes your shot out of play for the end, or pretty close. Assuming it gets over there. And this should be good. They like to get right back to the red. And they will. Very nicely done by Marley Powers. Sarah Colton now with that same shot. Screever's indicating maybe up a little bit. Still up. There it goes. Needs to get over there. And bounce off. And same thing we were talking a little bit ago. That's just, it's not helpful, to be honest. Just probably was, probably 4 feet heavy. Somewhere in the neighborhood of that. Marley Powers up to remove that. Marley has pretty well an overall game, but certainly a very strong hitter. See where Christina wants this rock to stop. Doesn't matter. It's going to hit it right on the nose, I think. Whether that's where she wanted it or not. You get a piece, might get them both. Want to hit a little more of that. Get rid of both yellows. Going to remove the red. And roll a little bit to the right. Well done. So in Pincott, they'd really like to put one in here behind that corner guard, not have it slide so far back. They'd like to be shot too, though. That's the other part of it. Well, they're going to have to settle with a freeze here because they're not getting over there at all. Well, she is shot rock. Very movable for Jill Brothers. See if they go at this with just regular takeout. Jill was solid hit weight here. Jill also, just like Marley, really very, very strong hitter. She's not going to get enough of that to, yeah, I guess she did. Spin it out. She will. So another opportunity. They've had several opportunities to try to bury one behind this corner in a place that is much less accessible to Team Black. Just haven't been able to quite figure it out. After discussion, see that Erin didn't even bother going all the way down. Corryn sort of read her mind. I think they feel like they just aren't getting there on that in-turn around the corner, so even with hammer, maybe it's best that they take a shot at coming around the center guard, find a little better curl, and bury one in there. This one should start to move good now. Probably need to cross the line. maybe could have waited a little bit longer on that. They didn't really need to sweep that far, but I'm thinking that if they had just kind of got on that just a little bit later, maybe just a little bit of a lighter clean early, that rock stops 2 feet less and curls 3 inches more, it's going to be much, much more difficult for Team Black. Those are the difference makers on this level. If you have 2 people that sweep, no disrespect to the sweepers at all, because it's team shot, but if you have a couple people that can kind of wait on that a little bit longer, catch a little more of the curl. I know that you have to help them over there sometimes, but occasionally, as our colleague Sean Joyce said on the weekend, sometimes in an effort to get the weight right, we tend, or an effort to carve it rather, that ends up messing up the weight a little bit. So anyways, it's a challenge, and it's not an easy thing to do, but I think they need to wait on that one a little bit. This is never going to get there. So they got away with it. And now, in a good position to get 2. Definitely a good position to get 2. And with a little luck, might even have a shot at 3. Neither team real sharp here this morning, but understandable. I don't know what either one of these teams has done for the last 2 weeks since the trials, but I'm guessing that they've been throwing, but I'm not so sure they would have been playing very much. I would think in most cases, not all cases, teams after coming off something like that would love to have a little bit of time off. So Corryn Brown now, chance to draw to sit 2, and probably come pretty close to solidifying that deuce with this shot if you can make it well. I guess it's pretty good. Sarah Colton going hard. Nicely done. Well, definite problem for Christina Black. Looking to slash this one in. You're only going to get rid of 1. Carly's saying, what about we just come around, tap the red back so that we're number 2. Either shot, both shots do the same thing, I think. It's possible the slash gets rid of both reds, although very unlikely. I don't think you can throw it hard enough. You need a steeper angle to get rid of both reds. You can see them there. They're just both right on the button. So it looks like they've agreed to what Carly was thinking, and that's just come down, tap that back. It's almost the same way she just threw, to be honest. Got to find the curl, though. Probably not even actually, as I see the way she's throwing here, not even trying to bump that. She's actually just trying to make sure that it becomes very difficult for Corryn Brown to score 3. So she's done that on the outturn side. So now the question is, can Corryn find enough curl here? She has to get, probably inside the 4-foot circle by a couple of inches to score 3. That's not going to be easy. keep talking about the curl here, and we do see lots of curl, but she hasn't got a lot of room to work with. Probably has about a couple of feet maybe in length as far as weight goes. On its way, Sarah Colton indicating might be hot. I say indicating that just because she just put her hand down, meaning it's probably a little late side. Not going to quite get there, I don't think. So anyway, but a big deuce, so for Corryn Brown. And she will tie this one up at 5 after 6 ends of play here at the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2 Championship in Martensville, Saskatchewan.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Developed over a decade in collaboration with the finest ice makers this side of the Atlantic, the Pebblehead PB5 is nothing short of a triumph of sophistication and craftsmanship. Weighing less than half its lumbering copper predecessors, yet boasting tenfold their durability, the PB5 delivers perfect, consistent ice, time after time. The PB5 by Pebbleheads.com, the apex of ice-making ingenuity for the roaring game of curling.
So 2 to go here. Draw number 1, the Grand Slam of Curling Tier 2. I'm Jim Nixon. You're watching on Grand Slam, or Stadium. Sorry about that. Working on Curling Stadium, the Stadium Sports Network. Corryn Brown with a nice deuce. Had a chance for 3, but not an easy draw to make. Black in control, if you will, but that probably all depends on what happens in this end. You're trying to avoid as a force to 1 here, even though statistically they tell me that the odds of winning 1 up without are slightly better than winning 1 down with. So shouldn't be terribly unhappy if she has to take 1, but I can tell you virtually everybody would be trying to avoid a 1 down without, or 1 up without situation. So anyway, Team Black on the other hand will be trying to, or Team Brown on the other hand will try to force Black to take 1 or steal 1, but they're not always easy to do both or either. Sometimes you got to see how the end goes, and it shapes up to be a force, okay. If it shapes up to be a steal, okay with that too. So Samantha Fisher with her second here in this end. Beauty. Carly Everest, lead stone for Team Black. Throwing the out-turn freeze. Joe trying to get it to hop in there a little bit. She will. Sarah Colton now, second stone. her first, but she's thrown as the second. Yeah, the very same shot again. So we're a little heavy last end. Certainly don't want to be heavy here. Not a bad result. Riley Powers now trying to clean things up a little bit for Black. We're on the 6th stone in the end, so they can now hit everything in front without having to worry about it. She'll peel the high one off. So another cleanup attempt for Riley Powers. She'd like to get two. She'd like to get both the reds here if she could. It's close. There you go. Great shot. You'll have another look. Has to hit about 2/3 of this red. Carly's so smooth, even on the big weight shots. Go sweepers actually didn't have to do anything, just a little light clean. Made Christina's job easy. Bang on the red, on the yellow, on the red. So did a lot of things. Got rid of that center guard and also got rid of the shot rock. Still good position for Corryn Brown though. Got a couple of long guards. They're not hers, but they're guards. And you got a red corner guard, which is probably not going to matter to you, but good shot. Looking for a roll, but Christina definitely looking for a roll. She really doesn't want Corryn Brown to make that first roll because then it puts her in a position where she could be closer to getting forced in the end. Joe Brothers. She'll be right on the nose, I think. She will. Well, again, as the rock edges its way up, at least somebody gets a roll now. It's still got lots of the house to work with for the opposition, whoever it is. Samantha Fisher. Not quite, but close. There's not a lot of room. The problem there is that it is pretty straight on hits, and there's just not a lot of room to jump those earlier. Anything, you got to make sure you miss the guard, whichever guard it is. And it doesn't make a big curl or anything, so it's hard to get even the inside roll. Maybe on this one, although she's going to be really close to her own guard as well, and she will probably touch that, end up with what it looked like it was going to be all along. So fortunate for Jill that it didn't hit a little bit more of the yellow. As Christina laughs a little bit in the background with her. So Corryn now playing to hit again. You're only going to have about, I don't know, if she rolls a little bit, she might get 3/4 of the stone on the rings. But probably half a stone on the rings. It'll be interesting to see what Christina's shot is at that point. If she hits this right on the nose again, it will be hard not to hit it. But at the same time, if you hit it, then you're definitely not going to be on. And Corryn has the guards to come around and put you in a bad spot. So Christina may be forced with having to go first kind of thing. That looked like a little bit wide. She's going to be okay. She might get the same thing Jill just did, and she will. Not enough. As we said, the struggle continues for Corryn Brown on those hits. That one was, I can tell you right now, though, and we don't get to see all the releases, but that was definitely a set, and on a sheet that right now doesn't take well to setting hits. You cannot do that. You get away with that sometimes on swingy ice, but just can't get it back. And she just didn't get the favorable tick that Joe Brothers had just gotten on the shot previous for Team Black. She got the tick, but it's just a little too much. She hits a hair less of that. She ends up with the exact same situation that Jill ended up in. Reminder, our next draw here on Curling Stadium is at 12 o'clock local time. So that'd be Central time, I guess. 1 o'clock Eastern and 2 o'clock here on the East Coast. This rock not curling very much. Starting to go a little now. Well, may or may not work out well. Been a bit of a struggle, I think, for the teams generally to quite figure it out here today. It's usually pretty simple here in Martensville. I say simple, that doesn't mean not anything but good. It's been great. It's always good ice, sometimes great ice. Most time great. We were really lucky actually in all the buildings we go to with Curling Stadium. It's ice conditions are almost always really good. Just if they're not as good as the arena settings, they're very close. Corryn needs to make contact here. She will, but man. She's going to have to figure that out, or it's going to be a very short weekend. Timeout for Team Black. I don't even know. I assume they must have clocks here somewhere. I'm not positive on that. For this event, they may not. We have very few events that we do that actually do have clocks. The Tier 1 event would have clocks, but I'm not so sure about this one. And there will be 2 games broadcast on Curling Stadium at noon. We're hoping to have commentary on both of those. We definitely have it on one because I'm doing one of them. And we're just trying to line somebody up to do the other one. Tuesday during the week, during the day, not always the easiest time to find commentators. But we're working on it. So Christina Black now with a chance for 2. I don't think they could be. I'll have to see where they are. There was a chance to play a split here for 3. And they might be going there. This certainly looks like it's not a draw. Not a typical draw, anyway. Needs to curl. Needs to curl. We'll miss that one, but hit her own. So it works out okay. Christina Black will pick up 2 here in end number 7. And she will go to the 8th end, maybe not final end, but 8th end, up a couple when we come back from the break.
Hey, Mark, you ready for this game tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Cupsy, what are you doing over there?
Don't worry, boys. Was just on AztecSafety.com, took a fire extinguisher safety course. Paul, I'm putting out the fires from now on. Woo!
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Who knew after 20 years in real estate I'd have to make silly videos for Instagram and come out behind a tree?
Stu, we need to do this stuff.
Why can't I just door knock into open houses like I did in the old days?
That doesn't work anymore.
Okay, so it's because I'm sitting here behind a tree. Come use us for real estate.
So, 8th end coming up here in this match between Christina Black and Corryn Brown. It's been a close one. I don't think either team would be ecstatic with how good the curling's been so far, but again, you got to cut everybody a little slack. They haven't been on the ice so much since the trials, and probably didn't have a whole lot of time to practice here, given that this event's starting on Tuesday morning. You can only come out here so early. You have to come much earlier. It's going to be longer than being at the Scotties. So I would expect both teams to get much, much better as we move on here, because they would definitely be 2 of the top teams here. When you figure you've got at least 4 teams from the Olympic trials that are here, I would think those teams would be all, very close to the top seeds. And again, I apologize for not having looked at the whole field, but so Carly's first goes in the house. Corner guard goes up for Brown. Second, which was going to be just a little tap up on that. Rolls to the side. Not very helpful. Corner going up on the other side now for Brown. Say about the age-old debate on stack guards or cross guards. It's not really that age-old. It's only like a few years ago that they started doing that. Very few years ago that they started stacking corners on a regular basis. I'm sure it was done by somebody in the past, but it wasn't a thing, if you will. There's a nice job. Good job by Samantha Fisher. 2 nice corner guards. Very even. Probably very nice length. They aren't so far out that you can't get it buried where somebody can't just go get it out. Early Powers can't peel anything yet. Or can't peel, I shouldn't say anything. If you had one of your own out there, you could peel it. But you can't peel those corners yet. Christina calling for a short guard. More or less center line. Joe Brothers, Curly Everest. Still putting a little hop action into effect. Probably something they've been working on. It's another thing we haven't seen before. Well, really recently. We see more and more people doing it now. Particularly, I don't know if this is fair, but from the weekend and from what I see a little bit, it's probably some of the smaller frame people that do that a little bit to get a little more oomph down on the broom. If you're or you're a big structured person, sometimes just the weight alone you can get on the broom head when you're trying to carve something over like that is enough. Body weight is enough. But some of these, Jill probably weighs about 110 pounds or something like that. So it's hard to get a lot more weight down. So sometimes that gives it to you because you just you get your weight up over the head a little bit more. It's probably a little scary to learn for some people, but ooh, almost. This is another shot that I just don't totally understand. I get you're down 2 width, so I'm okay with removing that stone. You're going to have to probably do some of that, but why do it with that weight? Why not do it with something else that keeps a rock around, even if you're rolling off to another corner somewhere? I just not sure I get that. That was like peel weight. Now, I know she's probably trying to move 2 yellows or something. I don't know, but regardless, here's a miss too. Another miss. Wow. Right through the port. Teams, I think, are just getting fooled somehow here. But anyway, yeah, and I won't harp any more on that. I just think that if you're down 2 points with a hammer, almost anything you play, you want to stay around on. Make sure you don't go through the hole here. Yep. Need probably not quite that much sweeping, but anyway, wide open in the sense that Marley just threw it right exactly in this spot. So Christina had a very good look at Marley's coming down here and would know whether or not she was in or out of the broom, or if she threw it really good and they got to adjust the ice. So it's a nice thing about having this exact same shot. Jill's doesn't convince me that she's okay. They're trying to just confirm here what they're throwing for weight. She's showing in turn at this, actually. She's going to hit the outside guard. I kind of wondered that. And I guess I really feel like I shouldn't question every call, but I don't know why you wouldn't throw the same shot that Marley just threw. But anyway. Corryn coming around the other corner now. And if she makes this good, she will have her deuce set up at least. Not really anything guarded, but this one will be guarded for a minute at least. This looks pretty good, I think, if it's got enough speed. Will it get there? It needs to get there at least. She will not get there. This one might get by the top one. It will not. Well, so Joe Brothers managed to hit both those rocks. Have another look at this. Didn't throw this real hard, but again, all day, basically our hits have just not curled. So I don't know where that curl would come from. That's a pretty solid weight. It's not big weight, but it's certainly a controlled, normal kind of shot. Unfortunate. Corryn Brown with a definite chance to get this thing to an extra end, but it will take making 3 shots in a row here, which has so far proved to be impossible. Well, fortunate and unfortunate. She wasn't really trying to go there. So Christina trying to figure out where the magic spot to put this broom is. On the surface, it looks like a pretty easy double, pretty routine double, I should say. But if you don't hit this probably half a rock, anything more than a half a rock, and that red one may not go out. The top red one may not go out. Nobody can be super confident right now because pretty much everybody's had their share of misses on shots that these teams don't miss. So Christina's got this on the way. He's got some weight on it. This might be really good. Should be really good. No, not going to get enough of the red one to get it out. Wow. So a timeout now for Team Black, or Team Brown rather, sorry, as they try to figure out for sure what they need to do here. They have a split possibility here is what's probably causing a little bit of their wonderment. I don't think it'd be a bad idea to do that. Try that now. You don't have to do much. If you hit an inch of that rock or a couple inches of that rock, you don't want to hit too much of it anyways. You'll just chip it on. You'll roll into the 12-foot with nothing being really close to the center of the house and nothing really being super dangerous. It's a shot you got to be careful with because you throw, draw weight. I would look at this and say, well, I need to throw probably, T-line on its own kind of thing. So if they didn't have to sweep it, it would be at the T-line. So if it ever goes by that, it still hangs around with no trouble. And like I say, you really don't need to hit very much of it. So it's on its way. See what they can do with this. As I said, you definitely have to make sure you're sitting 2 after this. That's the one thing you have to do. She's going to be very close to making this perfect. And she will. So very nicely done by Corryn Brown. Now, there's a chance for a double. Couple of options. I don't know about that one. Probably doesn't get you. We're going to have another look here. So you can see Corryn throws absolutely perfect weight for this shot. If it goes by here, once it taps, we'll see. Once it goes by, if it had gone right by, you would have probably been, maybe behind the tee line, maybe back 8 best. So perfect weight. A good roll. You didn't really need to roll any further. I might have liked to hit a little bit thinner, roll a little tiny bit further, but still, So the options here for Christina, from what I see, is you can play the double that looks like she's lining up right now, which would make the double and a roll. To be honest, I don't know exactly where it would roll to, because nothing seems to be rolling quite as far as I think it should. But it would be, you'd be in pretty darn good shape. And if you happen to miss it somehow, you might still get that same roll, or close to that roll. So that would be okay. When I say miss it, I mean miss the back rock, not miss this one here. The other thing she could do, and Christine's very good at this, she could ignore it and come right around the corner or around that center one, play a draw. Probably, I don't know, it's probably 50-50 as to what somebody would pick on this shot to do. Depends, I guess, on how good you're feeling about draw weight and all that goes with that. So Christina Black facing 3 and a potential loss here in draw number 1 in a game that you can debate who should have the lead in this one. But so here we go. Christina Black trying to make a double. Double roll is what she'd really like to have. Can't see yet. This should be close. Really close. So she didn't make the double, but she got the roll, which is what I said. You could be. So we got another timeout. So they do have clocks now. I see the clocks back there. And obviously have 2 timeouts. So that would be her second and last, but that's okay because this is the last shot of the end. Probably not the game this time. It's going to be hard for her to go after that. I don't think she could play a short run back, no question. But I think with the amount of rock shots that have been missed today in this one, normally you say, well, let's not go for the tie. But you know what? There's been a lot of misses in this game. I hate to say it, but there has. So I don't know that you need to play this shot. So I think you've got to be feeling pretty good and see how Corryn gets along. Corryn Brown with a chance to win this one on her final rock. Takeouts have been a challenge. I hate to keep saying it, but they have been a bit of a challenge for Corryn in this one. And they continue to be. But might be good enough. So I'm not sure what the final verdict was here. Looks like extra end, I think.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
So we're back. So it appears that I've been told that it goes to last shot draw, but it appears that this is going to be a draw to the button for the win. It's a bit confusing, but Team Black, not sure if somebody else has gone or not, but anyway, it looks like this is Team Black's draw to the button to break this tie here in the first round action. This might be a little warm. A little bit heavy. So we have whatever distance that is. Now Corryn Brown will attempt to outdo that. We don't know what it is, but we saw it, so we have an idea where it is. If she bites a 4-foot anywhere, she's certainly going to be shot. And she might have struggled with hits, but she didn't struggle with a draw here in what would be the equivalent of the extra end. Corryn Brown will pick this one up with an 8-7 win in a shootout. And we'll go to 1-0. Team Black drops to 0-1. And that concludes our time this morning here in Martensville. I'm Jim Nix, and for Jerry Gertz and everyone on our team, we say thank you very much for joining us. We'll be back here at noon for a couple of more games. Thanks very much.